That we almost missed. Lizzo accepted her award for top song sales wearing a black and white Vote dress. She encouraged people to use their voice and refuse to be suppressed. And Demi Lovato performed her controversial new song, Commander in Chief. Let's take a listen.
We were taught when we were young, if we fight for what's right, there won't be justice for just some. Won't give up, stand our ground, we'll be in the streets while you're bunkering down.
The song actually ended with the word vote on the screen behind her, as you can see, but that was cut out of the television broadcast. I don't think maliciously, though. Maybe it was just cut out because vote was all over the award show. That's all we hear. Did you watch the awards, and what did you think about them, Tori?
I really just wanted to bring up my favorite moment was John Legend. I loved everyone being political and being honest because I think people now realize politics is personal. It's your body, it's your gender, it's your race, it's everything. But he dedicated this song, John Legend, to Chrissy, and that's all he said. This one goes to Chrissy, and we know they both lost a child last month, and it touched my heart, and he's such a good husband and such a good father, and I feel for him as well.
And an amazing musician.
Absolutely.
I love his voice. Erica, where do you stand? Because the question everybody's asking, do we need all these politics in our award shows nowadays?
Well, people say politics is personal, and it is very personal, but that means that we as people are all affected. And this is a time where we're saying vote. Like, I understand that when someone says it and they may have a history of speaking out against one side or the other, then it's implied that they're saying to vote for whoever. But really saying vote means do your civic duty and make sure your voices are heard. I've had more conversations with young people, like under the age of 25, who were not registered to vote. Like, out of all of these messages, I had to sit one of my relatives down and actually go through the process of registering him to vote. So I don't think you could ever say vote too many times, because I think sometimes you just need the right person to get the message.
Yeah, and I agree. I've come around on this. I think it's their responsibility to get that message out. But I'm going to blow your guys' minds here. When I was watching those award shows last night, what I referenced it to and where we're at in today's day and age. Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah, yeah.
I think these award shows are becoming like Office Space. Erica, hang with me here. People are working from home, and big businesses are like, you know what? We don't need all these floors. We don't need all this empty office space. When things do get back to normal, we're just going to let people work from home and get rid of this office space. We need to get rid of some award shows because they're starting to become obsolete, and I don't care who wins these awards anymore. Did that make any sense?
Erica?
I just thought you were going more on the trail of, like, maybe we've been allotting too much money into this portion when it works with a much smaller budget. But I'm reluctant to say that because that affects so many jobs. And what happens to, I mean, we're already asking, what happens to commercial real estate now that all of these offices are downsizing? What happens to the people who manage them and all of the people who work there? So, it's just a whole new world. We got to figure out how we fit into it.
Erica put an educated twist on that. Mine was just a hamster running on his wheel, Erica. I'll just spitball in there. It's just all that. Let's move on. Nicole Kidman and Hugh Grant are teaming up on a new HBO limited series called The Undoing. But the pair were almost co-stars back in 1999. Nicole says she auditioned for the role of Anna in the film Notting Hill. During a conversation with Hugh for Marie Claire, Nicole revealed why she thinks the role went to Julia Roberts instead. Let's watch.
It was not a big role, and I really wanted the role that Julia Roberts played in Notting Hill. But, yeah, I did, but I wasn't well known enough, and I wasn't talented enough. But yeah, so finally our paths aligned.
I think that's fascinating. I wish they'd come out with a podcast like Almost Had It or something like that, because there's so many roles in Hollywood that people almost got or they passed on that becoming like iconic roles, right?
Totally. I
love that.
Tom Hanks has always said that American Beauty, Kevin Spacey, he gave up that role and he wished and wished and really regretted not going out. But it would have been a whole different movie, right? Like once you know who's in it. I just have to say, Nicole Kidman is always putting herself like down, and she's very sort of shy. She is such a talented actress. She's, I think, much better than Julia Roberts in terms of acting. And I hope she said, I'm not talented enough. She's more than talented. Julia Roberts is just such a name. But again, I don't like it when she talks herself down, because I think she's so underrated as a talent.
Well, she's self-deprecating. Not like anybody I know or sitting next to at all.
I'm the worst.
You are. You totally do
yes,
that.
That's true, but I don't have the talent of a Nicole Kidman.
Well, you're sitting up here.
That's true.
Although, be it next to me, it's pretty tough.
That's also true.
While I'm straightening my tie with no tie. Erica, did you miss out on any big roles that you could remember that you wish you would have had, or you saw someone else move on with that and like, oh man, I almost had that?
No. I'm sure that there definitely have been opportunities that I've gone out for and I didn't get, but even at that moment, I understood that I wasn't prepared for that. I always talk about my first audition with MTV, and I got to the 3rd round, and I was so I was like feeling like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be for me. And then when I actually saw the show, I'm like, I couldn't have done that. Like, I really couldn't have at that point in my career. So then I spent the next 10 years trying to figure out how to do that and carving that path, and that's how I landed here at DBL.
Wow.
See, everything happens for a reason, but the stories are interesting of how each person has gotten to the place that they are.
And how when certain, like Al Pacino, they almost kicked him out of The Godfather until the restaurant scene. And it could have been a totally different person. Or Eric Stoltz was Back to the Future, was Marty McFly.
Wow. See, those are great stories.
Great stories.
I'm fascinated, but we have to move on.
We gotta go.
Oh man, all right. Amy Adams, who was almost the character of Bewitched. No, I just made that up. Amy, I don't know where I got that from. Amy Adams and Glenn Close are unrecognizable in the new film Hillbilly Elegy. Glenn plays the mother to Amy's character, who struggles with addiction. The film is based on a book with the same name and was directed by Ron Howard. Anything he does, I like. Have a look.
Do you actually want to be dead, Mom? Or are you just too lazy to try?
Oh, I tried. Plenty. You've always got a reason. It's always someone else's fault. Some point, you're going to have to take responsibility, or someone else is going to have to step in.
Who? Huh? Who? You?
Wow.
I was in it.
Yeah, go ahead and finish.
No, well, let me finish. Hillbilly Elegy comes out on Netflix on November 24th if you were in it like us.
Yeah, well, Amy Adams was in my acting class right before I joined, and she's...
Hold on, you dropped something.
It's a name.
Oh, okay, I got it. Here you go.
Thank you very much. I got the name. I'm just saying that woman is insanely talented. You put her next to Glenn Close, you put them in a scene together, and you're in a different world. They melt into the characters. And so that will be an Oscar-nominated film. I bet you anything.
Erica, I don't know if you could see those visuals, but they were... Glenn Close looked kind of Halloweenish.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, very different facial structure.
Are you just too lazy to try?
I didn't think she looked Halloweenish. I think, much to Tori's point, anytime I see Amy Adams, and a lot of times Glenn Close too, you're not, some actors you look at and you're like, oh, that's so-and-so.
Yeah.
But Amy Adams, like, it's like, okay, girl. And it's not like there's a lot of change going on there. It's just legit, like, embodying the character.
If you guys ever want to go to YouTube and look up Amy Adams audition for Junebug, you'll see when the casting director's like, you're going to be a star. It's unbelievable.
Am I going to get backlash for that Halloweenish comment?
No, I think she looked masky. I know what you're saying.
But Glenn Close, you don't mess with Glenn Close.
No, she'll come close.
There was something there, we just didn't touch it. We didn't get there. Erica, please stick around, and the audience too, don't go anywhere. Showtime is coming back to life. Showtime is bringing back to life. Showtime is bringing back Dexter. I can't wait because it's one of my favorite shows. We're going to talk about it later. And as we go to break, we want to thank our coworkers who are producing the show from home. Whew, we'll be right back.
You did it.
Closed captioning provided by
Doug.
And if we win, we get to tell you how Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Isn't that what you just did?
Service!
Stand back, I'm gonna show ya how Doug and Lee will roll ya. You know you gotta live it if you wanna win.
Time out.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Welcome back to DBL. One of my favorite shows is getting a redo.
I can't wait for this.
I so eloquently promoted it before the break.
Yeah, it was beautifully said.
Showtime announced that Dexter is coming back for a 10-episode limited series. The show starred Michael C. Hall as a forensics blood splatter analyst by day, and by night, a serial killer who murdered bad guys. Listen, if you guys haven't seen this, this is a binge show you got to get on board with.
Show.
But many fans were disappointed with the ending, including me, that saw Dexter living in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. There were some other things I was disappointed in the ending. I don't want to spoil it because I encourage people to go watch it. This might have been me binging before binging was even a thing. I used to run around to Blockbusters around the neighborhood.
You are old.
Old school.
Wow.
Because I couldn't take it and I had to know what happened season by season.
It was a great show, but it did have a terrible, terrible ending.
So that was mine. That was mine that I wish they could get a redo, and they did. Did you have a show?
I thought, and I'm going to get a lot of people at me. Go ahead. Lost. I know. I love Lost. I was so into Lost, and I just thought the ending didn't live up to or answer any of the questions I really had. So I wish they would redo Lost. I know people love it. J.J. Abrams, Damon Lindelof. People are going to come at me. I thought it didn't work.
I don't think they're going to come at you. I've heard that a lot.
I
made it halfway through Lost, and I heard the ending was so bad because I got on board later, and I just stopped.
You got lost.
Erica, Erica, was there a show that you weren't happy with the ending?
I'd have to say Being Mary Jane with Gabrielle Union. So they actually made the final season into like an hour-and-a-half made-for-TV movie. And I just felt like there were so many loose ends that got tied up too quickly. I needed a full season.
How many seasons did that go, Erica?
I want to say it was 3 seasons and the 4th one was the movie.
Yeah, see, that seems about right.
Yeah, like
when
a
you
nice
go,
wrap-up.
Dexter had a bunch of seasons, Lost had a bunch of seasons. I think when you get to the end, you can't keep going with the story. When is Dexter going to get caught, right?
Right. And everyone was looking for that. It's much like the very famous Sopranos. Don't stop blackout. Does he die? Did Tony Soprano die? That was a very controversial
ending. I was going to go
ending.
to that one too, but I kind of like that ending.
I did too.
I kind of liked it.
But we're on the minority on that one.
We are.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to sit here in silence. Awkward silence.
It's okay, y'all. I'm in the minority all the time.
That's what we needed, that button right there. Coming up on DBL, we're chatting with the author who collaborated with Mariah Carey on her best-selling new book, Uncovering the Secrets of a Star.
Is your body storing fat more easily? Do you suffer from a lack of energy? Or the draining side effects of restless sleep? How about an increase in wrinkles and even sagging skin?
Hi, I'm Kim Douglas, and as a lifestyle expert always on the hunt for the next great breakthrough, when I heard about a youth hormone that was associated with reducing body fat, increasing lean muscle mass, and even reducing appearance of wrinkles, I just had to learn more. I'm talking about human growth hormone, or HGH. And as early as our mid-20s, our natural production of HGH begins to drop dramatically. Here's the good news. Finally, There's Cerevital.
Cerevital is the first and only amino acid complex shown in a clinical trial to trigger the body's own natural release of HGH from the pituitary gland and increase mean HGH levels by an astonishing 682%.
Recent studies show that HGH has been associated with reducing body fat, reducing the appearance of wrinkles, improving sleep, and boosting energy. Women have been asking me about these symptoms for so many years. That's why I'm so excited about Cerevital.
Cerevital boosts your HGH naturally and at a fraction of the cost of injections.
I am 50 and Cerevital gave me my youth back. I feel incredible on Cerevital.
Cerevital sells for $99 in stores. But call right now because we're letting as many women as possible try Cerevital for 30 days absolutely risk-free. Plus, call in the next 6 minutes and we'll also include free shipping. You owe it to yourself to try Cerevital for 30 days. It's absolutely risk-free.
Cerevital is a true scientific breakthrough. 20 years.
Welcome back to DBL. While Mariah Carey was planning a big Christmas special for fans, she received news that her new memoir went straight to #1. And earlier, Lindsay spoke with author Michaela Angela Davis about the book that's making headlines. Take a look.
Michaela Angela Davis, congratulations on The Meaning of Mariah. It became a New York Times #1 best-selling book already. So how did you, Mariah, feel? What did you guys talk about when that happened?
I think when Mariah and I called each other, like we screamed for a good straight 30 seconds. We gagged. I mean, we really screamed. And why it was so surprising and so significant, we got great reviews. And we got great reviews from people who don't normally give great reviews. But the week that we became #1 was probably one of the most intense news weeks in terms of what was going on in the administration of the whole year. We expected maybe we could sneak in and that we would climb. So when we knocked Rage out of its #1 spot, like we didn't see it coming.
So you were a fashion editor at Essence magazine in 2005 when Mariah Carey had her The Emancipation of Mimi album out. Can you talk about how you guys became friends?
So I was invited to what I thought was your typical industry listening party for Emancipation. What happened at this listening, I arrived in L.A. Reid sitting at this console with white flowers and candles, and there's like this very perfect, fabulous moment, and he starts playing the songs, right? When he put on Fly Like a Bird, I got up, went out into the hallway, called my editor-in-chief at the moment and said, look, I'm coming to your office tomorrow morning, and if you don't, I'm not leaving until you say Mariah Carey is gonna be on the cover. And Mariah Carey had never been on the cover of Essence before, and largely because this ambiguity around her Blackness. And there was this narrative that she had never claimed that she was Black. So this was a big deal because I felt like Fly Like a Bird was just this perfect, like Black, spiritual woman's anthem.
Many of the stories shared in the book are making headlines. So I have to ask you, what is the most compelling story in the book?
The one where she first hear ODB's rap on Fantasy is just, it's hilarious. It's so good. And if you get the audible, you can hear it.
Me and Mariah go back like babies with pacifiers.
Now, Mariah also opened up about her exes. She said that Tommy Mottola was abusive and that she wasn't intimate with James Packer. What do you think made her comfortable to spill the tea?
It never felt like tea. I guess part of, if anything was shady, it was like who we didn't mention. There are several people who were quite worried about how they would be painted in the book, and they're not in there at all.
Well, Michaela Angela Davis, thank you so much. Congratulations again to you and Mariah. Yes, and DBL Nation, you can go pick up your copy of The Meaning of Mariah or download the Audible because, as you just heard, Michaela said it's awesome. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Stephanie showed me a hot products at unexpectedly low prices. Here's DBL Deal Blast, presented by MorningSave.com. All right, what do you have for us today, Stephanie?
Hey Tori, I'm here at home and I've got some amazing products that you guys are gonna love. Now, a lot of us are working from home right now, so this is a really cool product to help you out. Ooh. It's the iHome Color LED swivel lamp with a wireless charger. So it's got a touch LED swivel lamp, so you can choose your light as bright or as low as you like, and it also charges your phone. It's got a pad on it here, so it's wireless. It's so cool. Now, this snazzy device is normally $90, but we've got it for $35, which means you're saving 61%. Next, I've got something that's gonna make your home smell amazing. It's the Pure Daily Care Ultimate Aromatherapy Diffuser and Essential Oil Set. It comes with 7 different ambient light modes, which we love, and it also comes with all these amazing essential oils. You get 10 of them, and it comes in this stand so you can display them all together. These are normally $175, but we've got it for our viewers for $49, which means they're saving 72%. Oh, it gets better. It gets better because, Tori, these are the Easy Slice 3-piece knife set. So these are revolutionary knives. They just slice through food like a professional chef. Normally this set is $50, but we've got them for $19, so that's saving 62%. Last, we've got the Vanity Planet Blend Party 10-piece oval makeup brush kit. Normally these are $80, but we've got them for $15, which means you're saving 81%.
Unbelievable. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Steph.
Sweet, sweet deals. Yesterday I used that gun that goes and massages you.
Very technical terms.
Yeah, I think that's the official name of it.
And it helped?
Yeah, my legs were sore and I used it. It was good.
I also bought the light so I can cross stitch with a purple light and have a phone charger at the same time. That's multifunctioning.
Wow. The only person watching still is Erica. And she's not impressed either. Erica, do you have a favorite DBL item, perhaps?
I actually have the brrrm thing too, Jeff, which works amazing. But it's the UV light cleanser thing, so you put your phone in it and your keys so that
nice.
it sanitizes it.
That's nice.
It's good.
Good stuff.
Good job, everybody. High fives all around.
Yeah, high five, air fives. That was a well put together show, very technical. I hope everyone learned
Tight,
something.
precise.
All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Happy Thursday, Friday, Junior.
You got it.